Hello Yankees fans, subscribe so you don't miss any Yankees update. Potential Yankees trade target, Alex Lange. The right reliever is the most desirable arm in the Detroit bullpen and probably the most expensive to acquire. Ever since the Athletics' Ken Rosenthal reported that the Tigers would be hearing offers for their replacements, I've been combing the Detroit bullpen for weapons that might help the Yankees. Rosenthal has chosen three relievers by name: Joe Jimenez, Gregory Soto, and Alex Lange, and for the last week I've been trying to analyze what the three could bring to New York. I've already covered Jimenez and Soto, so today I'd like to talk about the pitcher I find to be the most intriguing of the trio, but who may also be the most difficult to acquire. 2022 stats: 71 games, 63.1 IP, 3.69 ERA, 111 ERA+, 3.29 FIP, 30.3% K%, 11.4% BB%, 0.7 fWAR. 2023 contract status: projected to earn near league minimum in the second of 3 years of pre-referee eligibility. Free agent after the 2027 season. The Cubs drafted Lange from LSU with the 30th overall pick in the 2017 MLB draft and traded him to the Tigers as part of the package that returned Nick Castellanos at the 2019 trade deadline. It quickly became apparent as he progressed through the minors that remaining a starting pitcher was not in the cards. Thanks. Shaky command at best, but the elite brute tools at his disposal hinted at a future as a high-leverage reliever. That's exactly what he developed in his first 2 seasons in the bigs, becoming the Tigres' most-used reliever last season and the strikeout specialist behind point guard Jimenez and closest to Soto. He pitched a 35.2 innings of 4.04 ERA relief in his rookie season before taking a leap in use and effectiveness in 2022, breaking the 30% strikeout rate limit while lowering his home run rate by nearly a half. I think Lange is the perfect fit for the Yankees' pitching culture. The analytically minded 27-year-old has a deep understanding of what makes his pitches behave the way they do and is always in the lab looking for ways to maximize the effectiveness of his offerings. He realized his quad wasn't getting the results he wanted in 2021, so he lowered his launch point to flatten the field's vertical approach angle. He also realized that since he didn't have a maximum spin rate on his curveball, he needed to find other avenues to improve the pitch, including tinkering with different axes of spin until the ideal emerged. Interestingly, Lange has made drastic changes to his field usage from 2021 to 2022. In 2021, he was pitching the four-season nearly half the time with the curveball as the main pitch. In 2022, he almost completely abandoned the four-seamer, switching on a sinker while throwing the curveball nearly half the time and an undershot change, 56% blow rate, about 20% of the time. As a result, he saw his ground ball rate rise from 44.2% in 2021 to 55.6% in 2022, while xWOBA against his curveball dropped from 0.305 to 0.233. Lange's curveball is arguably his best shot. At 57.8%, his hook induced the third highest blow rate of any curveball in baseball. It has a puny side sweep of the kind we've seen dotted around the Yankees' pitching room, but that's a feature and not a bug. Lange focuses on getting as high above his curveball as possible to give the truest 12-6 movement possible. This allows the Euro to mirror that of her four boats, making field identification an almost impossible task. It also allows the curveball to tunnel its fastball longer towards the plate, giving the hitter less time to react when their moves finally diverge. It's for this reason that I find it a little strange that he switched from the four boats to the sinker. The four-game player seemed to sync up his curveball much better and showed an aptitude for improving his pitching in the lab. The increase in ground balls that accompanied the introduction of the sinker is always welcome, but I feel there is a middle ground between the two pitches. Perhaps Lange could throw both at roughly the same rate the way Michael King and Alek Manoah do and try to maximize the difference in motion profiles between the two pitches so that they function as two distinct offerings rather than variations on the same fastball. The only thing holding Lange back is his cantankerous relationship with command. He walked 11.4% of batters faced, which was actually a point and a half higher from the previous season. He also led the league in wild shots with 16, but that comes with the territory of throwing a nasty hammer curve. We've seen how the Yankees unlock Clay Holmes by helping him find the zone more consistently, and I'd like to see if they could do the same for Lange. Teams don't typically center rebuilds around late relievers, regardless of how dominant they might be. However, Lange has been under the team's thumb for so long that the Tigers would be justified in waiting as they wait for his play window to open years later. That said, all those years of controlling the team drive up Lange's commercial value this offseason, and each passing year lowers the potential return he could demand, and also gives him time to potentially regress. Any team that acquired him would have him for 5 seasons, so even if he's a replacement, one can imagine it would take at least one of their top organizational prospects to pull him out of Detroit. That could end up being too high a price for the Yankees. In my opinion, Lange has a good launch, but it would be expensive for the Yankees' covers. And in your opinion, Yankees fan? Could Lange help the team? Leave in the comments. And in order not to miss the daily notifications from the New York Yankees, subscribe and activate the bell and stay on top of all updates.